Today's lesson is one-step linear equations. Let's start out with some vocabulary with our learning objective. So our learning objective is I can state the parts of an equation by using academic vocabulary. I can solve linear equations in one variable by solving for the letter correctly. So just take a minute and where am I on the learning spectrum? If I've never heard of this before, I'm a novice. If I know how to do this easily from Algebra 1, I'm an expert, or I'm somewhere in between. Okay, so let's start out with the vocabulary. So the whole thing, everything included here, is called the equation. Oops. It is the equation. These boxes, each box represents a term. Between the boxes are the operators. These are plus, minus, multiply, and divide. An equal sign equates the left side to the right side. When I have just a number and no letter, I call that a constant. When I have a number with a letter, I call that a coefficient. And the letter I call a variable. So the goal, solving my equation. So casually, a lot of people just say, I'm trying to get x by itself. The formal word for that is I want to isolate the variable. And when I isolate the variable, it means I have 1 as a coefficient next to my variable, and my power is 1. I can have y equals any letter, k equals any letter, but I want 1 for a coefficient and 1 for a power. Okay, so let's practice a few. All right, let's solve for the variable. So I want to isolate the variable or get the variable by itself. So I want to move 4 to the other side. To move 4 to the other side, I'm going to add the inverse. So I'm going to subtract 4 on the left. Whatever I do on the left, I need to do to the right to keep my equation equal. Plus 4 and minus 4 totals 0. So I'm just left with W equals 16 minus 4 is 12. Okay, number 2, I want to isolate W. So I want to move negative 15 to the other side. So since I'm negative, I want the opposite sign. So I'm going to add 15. Whatever I do on one side of the equation, I have to do on the other side. So minus 15 and plus 15 equals 0. So I'm just left with is W equals 6 plus 15, which is 21. Okay, 3. This is over 1. So when I'm trying to isolate Q, I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply 3 times 11 and divide by 1. So Q equals 3 times 11 and divide by 1. And Q equals 33. Okay, can you pause the video and can you do 4, 5, and 6 on your own and then restart it and check? Okay, so I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. X equals negative 19. Subtract 5. C equals 3. I solve for n. Here I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So n equals negative 2 times negative 15 divided by 1, which is positive 30. How'd you do? Okay, let's do a word problem. A coupon subtracts $17.95 from the price P of a pair of headphones. You pay $71.80 for the headphones after using the coupon. Write and solve an equation to find the original price of the headphones. Okay, so in words, I have the original price minus the coupon equals what you pay. This is what the sale is. So from my equation, I am trying to solve for the original price, and I'm going to call that P. Okay, so this to start out with, this is going to be P, and my coupon is $17.95. And it said we paid $71.80 is how much I paid. So to solve for P, I want to move $17.95 to the right. So I'm going to add $17.95. So my original price is $89.75. Okay, another word problem. After a party, you have 2/5 of the brownies you made left over. There are 16 brownies left. How many brownies did you make for the party? So what is the original number of brownies? So this is proportional. So what I had first is called the original. And what I have left is what I had ended. So I have 2/5 of what I started with, and I have 16 left. So this is going to be over 1 here. So I am multiplying these two, and I'm multiplying these two. So I have 2x equals 5 times 16. And then I want to divide both sides by 2. So I get x equals 40 brownies. Okay. Next thing I want to do is practice a couple SAT problems. The PSAT is in October for 10th and 11th grade. And then the SAT is again in March for the juniors. Okay, so here are 2 examples of problems. These are no calculator problems. You have approximately 1.25 minutes per question, and the category of these 2 problems are called Heart of Algebra. So this is a timed test, so we don't have time to work everything backwards. So you're using your math skill. This is a proportional or a fraction requiring substitution example. So if x minus 1 divided by 3 equals k, and k equals 3, what is the value of x? So I'm substituting in 3 for k. So this is x minus 1 over 3 equals 3. So I am multiplying. So I'm cross multiplying. So x minus 1 equals 3 times 3, which is 9. And then I'm adding 1 to both sides. So I get x equals 10. A word problem. This is a linear equation with 2 variables. On Sunday afternoon, Armand sent M text messages each hour for 5 hours, and Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours. Which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyrone on Saturday afternoon? So Armand is M, and he has 5 hours. And Tyrone is P, and he has 4 hours. So here is the 2 together. So C is my answer choice. We want to answer these pretty quickly. That's the end of the lesson.